Welcome students. Today we are discussing about a tussle about what sovereign claims to be its prerogative, that's taxation power. But at the same time, the Article 19 grants right to profession, right to carry on their business, along with which the Article 22 which grants right against anything that is done without informed. Article 20 speaks about right against retrospective loss that can be punishment. So amid this tussle, it's an interesting case that Supreme Court has delivered, and with this judgment, we would get much better clarity about what could be done and what are the limitations of anyone seeking a right against the state. Without any delay, let's look at the case. And the contentious issue here is about retrospective taxation. Though it's about minerals, to what extent a sovereign can tax retrospectively? Is it violation of Article 20? Is the first thing that's being questioned. To understand this, let's understand the issue and what was the case about. Two parallel things about easing FDI needed some kind of relaxation in taxation. That means when you agreed upon something, it would be better if you don't change the rules once the player has entered. So, two different companies, two different fields. One was with telecom, other was with mining and minerals. So this was about telecom and second one is about mining and minerals. In these two places, the FDI was relaxed somewhere around in early 2000s. By 2005, there was law framed in mining and minerals, and with telecom regulation as well, you had TRAI, etc. Okay. Now, the first thing to say about telecom, you might heard about AGR case where the taxation was on aggregate gross revenue. Similar to this case with mining and minerals. Both companies, both from UK, one Keynes and another one is Vodafone, reached out to various tribunals, etc., claiming that once agreed to enter, it was fair play to let them play according to the rules at least on the day they have entered India and agreed upon with the free trade agreement. Yes, if this is the case, when Pranab Mukherjee was finance minister, he brought a taxation law which was a retrospective, which means retrospective taxation would be applied upon. Okay, if retrospective taxation is applied upon this, my friend, this retrospective taxation, is it violation of Article 20 is what is being asked. There is a straightforward answer for which court didn't hesitate about it, saying right to claim against any retrospective law is available only for criminal laws. That means if you want to punish something in criminal manner, no, you can't do that, is what Constitution of India says. But as taxation is civil jurisdiction, you can frame law taxation from prior date. That means ex ante regulation could be possible. Retrospective taxation is possible in India. It is interesting, but at the same time, as part of Article 19, once you are permitted to do your business, there should be a fair play, is what Article 19 would help you. Now, But what is giving opportunity as fair play is again what parliament or what legislature of state would do together. So this is what Supreme Court was intending to say, which means what is reasonable and what is fair grounds to tax. These two questions are very much clear that they are with legislature wing, which is nothing but parliament at union level, and at state level, state legislatures could decide. So now the problem is, if you let them do that, the industry is ridden with a backlog or dues of 2 lakh crores, which is very huge. Imagine the judgment if not challenged, and if it's implemented, 2 lakh crores is very huge, and either they have to go bankrupt, which has trickle effect on every loan they have taken, and the second thing, if not going for bankruptcy, it has to be passed on to customers. That means hereafter you will find a new super cycle of inflation due to metal price increase. Your construction, your all the metal byproducts would be huge in its increase of price, and at the same time you might be experiencing rate increase cycle every 6 months with telecom. It's already huge. There's a blame on Ambani's son's wedding as an option to increase these prices, but in reality it's to pay the AGR dues and ensure 5G connectivity is what the actual scenario is. So all in all, if you can say, long story short, the scenario is that constitutionally Supreme Court, if it goes in letter, that means it just looks at the procedure that is in constitution. Yes, government has every right to bring a retrospective law to tax and ensure the dues are collected, but to ensure at the same time not the authoritarian kind of thing which would impact the customers and the businesses, to ensure that particular arena to be clean, government can be at least advised as part of obligatory dictum. Government can be directed to frame a law that can withdraw the retrospective law. Yes, again, Supreme Court has done its job. It's now on Government of India and state governments whether they would tax Vedanta, they would tax some other coal mining companies, and what would be the contribution they would decide to District Mineral Fund. Let's wait and see, because that's going to determine the ease of doing business in India, which is very much essential. Hope this is at least giving you a different point of view, and this perspective building program would be successful by this kind of videos is what I'm anticipating. You can comment below the suggestions for improvement as well. Another day, till the time I would come with another topic, it's time to bid adios. Thank you.